Hi everyone, good morning. This is another video for React series, and today I'm going to teach you about React Router DOM. So let's get started. I've already created a folder structure, and inside this folder, let's move on to VS Code. So opening VS Code, VS Code is open. So I'm starting with the new VS Code. So let's make an index.html file and we'll start with it. So HTML5, this is for React Router DOM. React Router DOM. Alright. So yep. Now what we are going to do is first of all we'll do npm init so that we can import all the packages. So the package name is this, version description entry point is this, test command, get repository keywords, just press enter and that's okay. Yep. So as you can see, package.json has been made. So we can install the dependencies. npm install parcel. We are gonna use parcel react dom and in the last react router dom. So let's wait for all these dependencies and I'll pause till all these dependencies are installed and I'll again start. Yes, so you can see all the dependencies have been installed with 196 packages added. So let's move on to the package.json and see what is the version for them. Parcel has this version with the caret, React DOM and React Router DOM is version 6. So we are going to use version 6.26.2. Alright. So let's first head over to the React Router DOM website so we can understand what we have to do. So we are in React Router DOM website, and what's new in this? So we are going to use create browser router for routing purposes. This is a great tool, and we are going to use this one from React Router DOM. All right. So now, as you can see, we just have to import it, React create browser router, and get started. All right. So first let's write the script that is start and its value will be just a second typo. Yep, its value is npx as I told you in the previous video parcel and the starting point is index.html. We also have to create a index.js file from in which we'll write our component, the main component. So let's create first a div id root, div with an id equals to root. So this is done. Moving on to index.js file, constant, or let's make it app.js file, alright, because that sounds better. Rename to app.js file and save it. Also in the package.json file, we'll have to change it since it is main is present as index. So we have changed it. So moving on to app.js file, import React from React and import React DOM from React DOM hyphen client. Yep. Also, we'll import create browser router from React router DOM. All right. So moving forward, we'll make an constant app equals to no. First of all, we'll gather the root. Root equals to document dot get element by ID, and the ID was root. All right. Now moving on. Yep. So this would be our app component. If we don't include the brackets, we can write this in the short form as well. So like h1 tag, and this is our app. All right. Now we'll also create another constant new equals to new, and one more constant main equals to main. All right. So now we have to use create browser router. All right. So how do we do that? Let's head over to the React Router DOM and see. We just have to import it and provide the r- array of objects inside the create browser router. And then we'll have to just React provider and do it like this render with route provider. So here we'll also have to import route provider. All right. So constant router equals to create. I'm not going to use this abbreviations. Browser router. It takes an array of objects where path, let's say for this path, the element or the component is app. And how do we write a component? It is written like this. Alright, so moving on to error component, error element. So let's say we have an error element of error, which is currently not present. I'll make it. Alright, also expected expression. Wait a second. Yep, done. So moving on, path new is new. Similarly, error element will be error. So also for path equal to every path main and the error element will be error. So this is how we configure the create browser router. And now we have to render. So we'll do react dom dot create root, that is root, since we have already got the root, and dot render, and you're gonna use the router provider here. Router provider is like a component. So router provider, not like this. And what we have to do is, let's see, router provider with router equals to the router. Router equals to route, just equal to router. Just a second. Okay, inside the component, we'll have to include these brackets and give the value like this. So yep, that's it. And our React DOM would render it. Let's install. So we have already installed the packages, and let me check the code whether it is all right. Okay, index.html is the entry point. So package.json, and let's start the code. So npm run start. Let's see if we get an error.